Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mr. BuildWealth. I'm back at it once again. And as always, before I start, give me a second here. Let me punch in my website. I want you all to check out my site. I want you to spend a few minutes, just a few, not all day. Just want you to spend a few minutes on the website. There's a lot of good information on there that I love to share. And if this is your first time tuning in, I'm here to share information and resources that can help you get started with building wealth. And so the topic for this session is positive progress. And today's been a good day. I wake up every day and I'm always thinking about who else can I help? Like who hasn't called me back, who hasn't emailed me, who hasn't responded to anything that I've sent? Like who's not rocking with me just yet. And sometimes I get a little discouraged because that's what happens in my line of work, where you care so much and you want to help people out, but you realize sometimes that people are going to do what they're going to do. They grown, and there's nothing that you can do. You can influence people's decisions, but you can't make them do stuff. But today was kind of this validation that I know that I'm doing good work for people. And that's why this session is entitled Positive Progress, because I got 3 emails this morning, all before 9 o'clock my time, Pacific time. And they were all positive updates. And the first was a client of mine. She is in her early 20s, makes great money. And she was just, when she came to me trying to figure out what should she be doing. And I said, if I was somebody in your position who had the financial means to do so, I would max out every retirement plan that I have. So she was like, well, how much is that going to cost me? I said, well, it depends on, is it your employer sponsored plan, like a 401k, 403b, 457? If it's an IRA, those have different limits. And so she is working to do more into her 401k, but said, I can probably afford to max out my IRA, which she did this morning. So got the email. She was like, it's maxed. And the fun part about this is I told her what was going to happen. You feel like you can't commit this extra money to some goal. And for her, retirement is important because she's in her early 20s and doesn't want to work forever. And I was like, the only way to do that is to save a lot, invest, run some businesses and cash out later. But you've got to do something different. And what most people do not do, who have the means, is they don't max out these retirement plans, within the ramifications of what the IRS allows you to do. So if the IRS allows you to do 10,000, well, do 10,000 if you can. So for her, she maxed out her IRA. And she said there's been a couple pay periods since she's done it. And she was like, I still have survived. Like, my life hasn't really changed. Like, actually, it didn't change at all. So she was like, thank you for pushing me to believe that I could actually do it. And I find it's always the same type of thing. People don't believe they can do it until they do it. Again, I told her, once you start to save more and invest more, your life won't change dramatically. But what will change? Your balance sheet. So her balance sheet is going to change because she has invested the maximum amount into her IRA. So she can't do any more for the rest of the year. But she's done, so she can check that box off. So I got that email. Another client, we were talking about building this money team around her, which I always, preach to my clients around. I can't do it all. So I need to have a team of people around you that can help keep you on point. And so my client was in need of a tax professional. So I sent the referral a while ago, and I know it was busy season with taxes. And so they finally were able to connect. And she was like, thank you. Because she has been doing pretty good, but was like, I know I need some more assistance. And she's like, thank you for making that introduction. We finally were able to connect. We already set up a meeting. And I'm just so thankful that you understand why having this team around me and her husband is very important to them. And so that was the second email. Again, showing people that when you have this team around you, you'll just have a lot less stress in your life, because now you're consulting with professionals. You have people to hold you accountable, and it just makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing by my clients. If I can't help you right away, I get you to the person who can. So that was the second one. So the third email was it's one of my clients who we do these quarterly check-ins, and so next month makes it 3 months, and it's time for us to check in. We haven't talked since our last meeting. So the funny thing about her is she met me after an event that I was speaking at. And right after that event, she set up an appointment. You know, we do the discovery call, and she's like, here's what I want to do. And I was like, bet. Well, do you think you need me to hold your hand? Do you want to check in? She was like, I probably need to check in. I can do some things on my own. I was like, cool. So she's on the quarterly system. And this is a part of her BuildWealth playbook. This is one of the options that I offer my clients. I said, look, I don't work magic, but if you rock with me and we check in every 3 months, I think we can do some things. So her email was the third email I got. And so we're working on scheduling our appointment. And then she just goes down this list of, I want to see how much more I can put into my retirement account. She hit me with like 3 or 4 different investment opportunities. And mind you, before we talked, like before that very first meeting, she was like, I want to invest, but I don't know how to start. So we got her started months ago. And it's almost like this email is saying to me, I'm so excited and obsessed with investing now that I can't wait for our next meeting. And that's pretty much what's going to happen. She sent me a list of things that I'm going to need to review ahead of time so we can have a discussion around how else do we improve your investment program. And mind you, she just started investing on her own. She's, I would say a novice, and I told her, I want you to remember that there are things that we will do as we move forward, but I want you to stay like in this little zone of just understanding what you're doing, and then we'll gradually kind of add more money, different types of investments, because I want her to get immersed in this space, but I don't want her to be overwhelmed, because that's what happens a lot of times with anything when you're new to it. You just want to do so much, but then you do nothing. So I said, hey, let's take it step by step. Let's execute a few things here, which we did after our last meeting 3 months ago. And now I'm so excited about this update next month because she's getting that bug. Like, she's excited. She's paying attention. She's coming to the meeting and she knows that I'm still in the passenger seat. This is her plan. This is her life. And I'm just sitting in the passenger seat trying to guide her effectively, because so much has happened in the world in the last 3 months, but she was very specific about what she wants to consider next. And so she was like, we got to talk about it. And so I share these stories with you all to, one, let you know that you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. And I'm sharing these positive stories with you because you may have some things that you haven't done yet. You may have some decisions you just haven't made for whatever reason, whatever excuse you want to make, whatever. But my clients aren't making that excuse anymore because they're working with me. And so now I'm able to help them to kind of see past maybe some of that fear, some of that embarrassment, some of that uncertainty. And now they're seeing the results. And so these progress reports, these updates are always positive. And I'm excited to continue to work with people in whatever capacity I can, because I know that they don't need me all the time. They need me when they need me, and they can go back to living their lives. So I wanted to take a few minutes to share these positive updates with you. And again, I was excited to see these emails in my inbox this morning, and understanding that my young client in her early 20s is maxing out her Roth IRA. This next client connecting with the tax professional, because taxes affect everything that we do. And so if you don't have that tax person on your team, you're playing yourself. You're not a tax expert. You should have somebody taking a look at your books and see what's going on, whether it's on the personal side, and if you have a business, definitely want to have somebody taking a look at both of those. And then this last one of just her excitement around investing, because she wasn't there when we met the first time. And so I share these stories to let you know there are people who are doing it. And I'm doing very little, just so you all know. Like, I'm not doing a lot. I'm doing just enough to get them comfortable moving forward, getting them comfortable with executing, and then they're going back to their lives. So I love these kind of days when I get these positive updates or positive, progress reports. And I'm always excited to see where my clients are. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot another one. Fourth one. So this one came, it came late last night. A client of mine, we do the 15-minute calls. So I always talk about set up a 15-minute phone call. The link is in my bio. So me and her have been doing 15-minute accountability calls for 2 years. And it was in her email. She was like, do you know we've been doing this for 2 years? And I haven't even thought about that, right? I'm just excited when we talk because she has been steadily making progress. And then she was like, yo, we've been at this for a while. And I was like, and it's only been getting better. Like every update we do, she's been making progress. So I want you to have some of that same positive energy like coming your way as it relates to your financial plan. That's it. I know you may have other things you want to work on, but if you don't have that person on your team who can help you kind of sort things out, let me know. Mr. Build Wealth wants to help you out. So before I wrap things up, YouTube, Build Wealth Observations. Check them out. I'm sharing a lot of stories that I think people can relate to. You might even think I'm talking about you. It's good stuff. So like, share, comment, do what you do on YouTube. I'm actually thinking about adding these IGTV stories to the YouTube channel, so that way I can have some people who may not be on Instagram, but who may go check me out on YouTube. So if you start seeing some of these stories pop up on there, you already know that it's all about spreading the word and spreading the message. And the more platforms I can be on with these stories, the more people I think I can actually impact. And so I want you to do better. I know you think about doing better. You dream about it. You fantasize it. And sometimes you just can't do it on your own. I don't do all the stuff that I do by myself. And so I would just encourage you all to think about how you're going to build your money team and the people you decide to allow to be on this team. Make sure you like them. You know, if you're paying somebody and you're making that investment in their services or products, like just make sure you like the person. I talk to so many people who are like, you know, my person never calls me. Well, why are you still giving them your money? You have a choice, you know. So I am always trying to do better with following up and checking in on people, prospective clients, even my current clients, because I just want to see how you're doing. Sometimes I don't want anything but just know you good, because I can't do everything for you. So I'm not going to try to always, you know, profess that I got all the answers, because I don't. You know, depending on what season you are in your life, you know, you're going to need a certain type of person or a team of people to help you out. So don't feel like there's nobody who wants to help you. And so if I can be of service, again, check out the BuildWealthMovement.com. If you want to get in touch, fill out the contact us section at the bottom. I'd be more than happy to set up some time to connect with you and see what kind of magic we can work out. All right. So look forward to catching you all next time, and I'll see you soon.